A blessing from the angels is flowing to you right now. Take a breath. Feel it. You are covered, you are loved, and you are not alone. Welcome to Angel's message for you. This is your sacred space, your moment of divine connection. Before you scroll away, before you skip ahead, stay. What is about to be revealed in this message was placed here specifically for you. The angels guided you to this moment for a reason, and by the time you reach the end, your heart will know exactly why. There is something coming into your life that is so real, so close, and so beautiful, that you simply cannot afford to miss it. Stay with us. Read every word. Let it land. Because what heaven is saying right now is for you and only for you. Right now, in this very moment, something extraordinary is unfolding in your life. And it is not a coincidence that you are here. The universe does not send people to the right place at the wrong time. You are here because heaven has something to say directly to you with love and with complete certainty. Your soulmate is on the way. Not someday. Not eventually. Now, the path that leads them to you has been cleared. The invisible walls that once stood between you and the love you deserve have come down, one by one, quietly and powerfully. And the arrival that has lived in your heart as a quiet, persistent hope is about to become something you can see, feel, and hold with your own hands. This is not a dream. This is not wishful thinking. This is a divine message, carried on wings of light, arriving at exactly the right moment, your moment. Take a deep breath, open your heart, and let every word that follows land gently inside you, because what the angels are saying today is going to change the way you see everything. You have waited. You have held on through the hard days. You have felt the weight of wondering if it was ever going to happen for you. There were nights when silence felt louder than hope. There were mornings when getting up and believing again took everything you had. There were seasons where it seemed like everyone around you was finding their person, and you quietly wondered if something was wrong with you, if you had missed your window, if love had somehow passed you by. And still, you chose to keep going. You chose to keep your heart soft. You chose not to close off even when it hurt. You chose to believe in something you could not yet see. That choice was not small. That choice was everything. Because every single time you decided to believe, even just a little, you were sending a signal out into the universe. You were saying, I am ready. I am still here. I have not given up on love. And heaven heard you. Every single time. Not one prayer went unnoticed. Not one quiet moment of hope was ignored. The angels were listening, and they were working on your behalf even when you could not feel it. What seemed like a long, winding road was actually a preparation. Every detour had a purpose. Every delay was divine protection. Every moment that felt like nothing was happening was actually a moment when something very important was being carefully arranged. You were not being kept from love, you were being prepared for it. There is a difference, and today the angels want you to feel that difference in your bones. The love that is coming to you is not the kind that arrives halfway. It is not the kind that leaves you guessing or keeps you up at night wondering where you stand. What is approaching is solid. It is real. It is the kind of love that says, I choose you, not just once at the beginning when everything feels exciting and new, but every single day that follows. Through the ordinary Tuesdays and the difficult seasons and the quiet evenings where nothing special happens and yet everything feels exactly right. That is what is on its way to you. Now picture this with us for just a moment. Imagine an ordinary day, nothing particularly special about it on the surface. Maybe you are out running errands or sitting somewhere quiet enjoying a coffee, or doing something completely routine that you have done 100 times before. And then something shifts. The air feels different. There is a presence. There is a moment of eye contact, or a word spoken, or a simple act of care, and something inside you goes completely still. In the best possible way. Your heart will know it before your mind can even form the thought. Your whole being will exhale, as if it has been holding its breath for a very long time and has finally found the place where it can rest. That is what this meeting will feel like. Not dramatic, not overwhelming, not like a movie scene designed to impress. Just right, deeply, quietly, undeniably right. This moment will stay with you forever. Not because you will try to hold on to it, but because some things are simply etched into the soul. The colors around you, the sound in the air, the warmth that fills your chest, the sense that everything that came before, every heartbreak, every lonely night, every moment of doubt, every unanswered prayer, was somehow worth it, because it all led here. And you will remember this message. You will remember being told, before it happened, that it was coming. And when it does, that memory will add a whole new layer of wonder to the moment. You will smile and think, I already knew. I was told. And I chose to believe. And that is exactly what happened. That belief is powerful. That belief is holy. And the angels are asking you to hold on to it now, even before the moment arrives. So let us talk about what is happening right now, behind the scenes of your daily life, even as you go through your normal routine, waking up, making breakfast, going about your day, resting at night. Something is moving. There are forces at work that you cannot see with your physical eyes, but that your soul can sense. Alignment is happening. Pieces are shifting into place with divine precision. And the distance between you and the love you have always wanted is getting shorter with every single passing day. Your soulmate is not standing still, waiting passively. They are moving too. They have been on their own journey. Their own lessons, their own growth, their own quiet preparation for you. They have been through their own seasons of wondering and waiting. They have done their own inner work, even if they did not always call it that. And that journey has brought them to a place of readiness, a place of clarity, a place of certainty. When this person arrives in your life, they will not arrive with confusion or mixed signals or ambiguity. They will arrive knowing what they want. They will arrive with intention and with the genuine desire to build something real. There will be no games, no hot and cold, no wondering if they are really interested. Just a clear, honest, open heart turned toward you. You may have already been noticing little signs along the way, even if you were not sure what to make of them at the time. Songs that felt like they were speaking directly to your heart. Moments of unexpected peace washing over you when you thought about love. Conversations that appeared out of nowhere and stirred something deep inside you. Dreams that left a trail of warmth and hope when you woke. Strangers smiling at you. Small things lining up in ways that felt almost too perfect to be accidental. A sense of gentle anticipation that you could not quite explain, but that you felt quietly and consistently. These were not random. These were breadcrumbs. Heaven leaving a trail to let you know something is coming. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. It is closer than you think. There has also been something happening inside you. A quiet inner transformation that you may not have fully noticed because you were living it from the inside. A growing sense of what you truly deserve. A clearer picture of what you actually want in love. Not just what you settled for before, not just what felt familiar, but what you know in your deepest self you have always longed for. A deeper patience, calmer trust, a softer but stronger heart. This inner shift is not accidental. It is preparation. The universe does not deliver extraordinary love to someone who is not yet ready to receive and sustain it. And the work you have done, even the work you did without realizing it was work, has been making you ready. Day by day, season by season, through every experience that shaped you, you have been becoming more of who you truly are. You are more ready than you realize. And here is what the angels want you to understand about the path that is now cleared between you and your soulmate. There are no more major obstacles. There are no more invisible barriers. What once stood in the way, circumstances, timing, unfinished inner work, emotional wounds that needed to heal has been resolved. On both sides, because this is not a one-sided love story. Your soulmate has also done their part. They have grown. They have healed. They have let go of what was holding them back. They have chosen the version of themselves that is capable of loving fully, honestly, and without holding back. When two people arrive at the same readiness at the same time, something extraordinary becomes possible. The universe opens a door that cannot be closed again. And that door is open now, right now, for you. So what does this mean for you in your actual daily life today? It means you can breathe. You can stop bracing for disappointment. You can release the habit of holding love at arm's length just in case it hurts. You do not need to protect yourself from this one. This one is safe. This one is real. This one is meant to add to your life in ways you have barely even let yourself imagine. It means you can start living as though love is already on its way, because it is, not in a way that feels forced or performative, but in a way that naturally honors the truth of what is coming. Take care of yourself with more gentleness. Speak kindly to yourself. Organize your inner world. Let go of the old stories that told you love was too hard, too complicated, or somehow not meant for someone like you. Those stories are done now. They have served whatever small purpose they once had. And now it is time to write a new one. Fill your daily life with the things that bring you genuine peace and joy. Not because you are trying to attract something or signal the universe in some calculated way, but simply because you deserve to feel good right now, today, before anything else changes on the outside. A heart that is at peace is a heart that is ready to receive. A spirit that is nourished is a spirit that recognizes goodness when it walks through the door. Care for your body. Rest when you need to rest. Move when movement calls you. Nourish yourself well. These are not small or insignificant acts. They are declarations of self-worth. They say, I matter. My well-being matters. I am worth taking care of. And self-love, genuine, humble, consistent self-love, is one of the most powerful foundations you can lay for the love that is on its way. On the emotional side, allow yourself to release anything that still feels heavy. Old resentments, lingering grief over relationships that did not work out the way you hoped. The quiet fear that somehow you missed your chance, or that you waited too long, or that your window has already closed. It has not closed. You have not missed anything. Everything that did not work out was simply not the right fit, and heaven was protecting you by not allowing you to stay in something that was not meant to last. Every ending made room. Every closed door led you down a hallway that eventually opened onto something better. And you are standing at the right door now. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It does not mean what happened was okay. It does not mean you were not hurt or that the hurt was not real. It means you are choosing to put down a weight that was never meant to be carried forever. It means you are choosing your own freedom and forward movement over the exhaustion of holding on to something that no longer belongs in your present. And when you put down that weight, you will be surprised, relieved and surprised by how light you feel. You have more room than you knew. And the love that is coming has plenty of beautiful space to grow. Mentally, begin to turn walls into gates. Some boundaries are healthy and wise and worth keeping. They are part of knowing your own value. But the walls that were built out of old fear rather than real wisdom, those can gently begin to open. Trust, when it is grounded in spiritual truth and genuine inner knowing, is not weakness. It is one of the most courageous things a heart can do, especially a heart that has been hurt before, to open again, to believe again, to say yes to the possibility of real, lasting love. The angels are asking you to trust what is coming, even before you can see it with your eyes. This trust will protect you from unknowingly blocking something beautiful before it even has a chance to find you. Because sometimes the greatest threat to love is not the absence of love. It is the fear that keeps us from recognizing it when it finally arrives. This is not the time for walls. This is the time for open gates, open hands, an open and willing heart. Also, begin creating practical space in your daily life. Look honestly at your routines, your commitments, your schedule. Is there real room for someone new? Not just empty hours on a calendar, but emotional availability. The willingness to be genuinely present. The readiness to make decisions that consider another heart alongside your own. True love will fit naturally into your life, but it needs room. Real, intentional room. Start making that space lovingly and deliberately. On the spiritual side, keep your connection alive in whatever way feels most authentic to you. Whether that is prayer, meditation, quiet moments of gratitude, time in nature, journaling, or simply sitting still and allowing yourself to feel the love that heaven has for you. Stay connected to that source. This invisible foundation is what everything else rests on. When challenges come, as they do for every human life and every relationship, it is this spiritual grounding that keeps you steady. Begin also to develop the skill of honest, open communication. Learning to express what you truly feel, to listen with full attention rather than just waiting for your turn to speak, to say what is true with both clarity and kindness. This is one of the greatest gifts you can bring to a lasting relationship. When your soulmate arrives, you will have so much to share, so much to discover about each other, so many conversations that will shape your story together. The ability to communicate openly and honestly will allow that bond to deepen in ways that surface-level connection never could. Remember that all of this preparation is not about changing who you are into someone more acceptable or more deserving. You are already deserving. You already matter. This preparation is about strengthening the best of what you already carry. It is about becoming more fully yourself, more grounded, more open, more genuinely present, more capable of giving and receiving love in its fullness. When love arrives, it will find someone who not only waited, but who used the waiting well. Someone who grew, someone who chose, day after day, to remain open and hopeful and faithful. That person is you. That has always been you. Let us also talk about the first moment of meeting, because it is going to be something you carry with you for the rest of your life. When you stand in the presence of your soulmate for the first time in a real physical way, your entire being will respond. Your body will recognize this person before your mind has fully processed what is happening. Your heart will quicken. Your breathing will shift. There may even be a gentle trembling, not from fear or insecurity, but from the sheer significance of what is finally here. Your eyes will meet, and in that moment there will be a recognition that goes beyond explanation. It will feel like remembering something you had forgotten you were waiting for, like coming home after an unexpectedly long journey, like the universe, which has been quietly working on your behalf all this time, finally allowing you to see the result of all that invisible labor. The words spoken in those first moments may be perfectly simple. They may even seem ordinary on the surface. But what will matter is the energy underneath them, the genuine presence, the sincere interest, the quiet certainty on both sides that something real and meaningful has just begun. The first touch, whether it is a handshake, an embrace, or simply standing close enough to feel each other's warmth, will feel like a current of energy passing between you, like two parts of something that has always belonged together finally making contact. That moment will be a turning point in your story, a clear before and after. From that moment forward, everything begins. And here is what is so beautiful about this meeting: you will not need to perform. You will not need to present a more polished or more impressive version of yourself. Because your soulmate is not arriving in search of someone flawless. They are arriving for you real, honest, layered, imperfectly human, and completely whole. Bring your authentic self to that moment and watch how naturally everything flows from there. The days that follow will carry a quality you have not experienced before. Simple moments will feel richer and more textured. A shared meal where the conversation stretches past midnight. A quiet drive with music playing and no need to fill every silence. Plans that begin as small ideas and grow into real experiences you will both remember. Laughter that comes easily and often. The kind that surprises you both. And even when challenges arise, as they do in every real relationship and every honest life, there will be respect present in the difficulty. There will be a commitment to face hard things together rather than being pushed apart by them. True love is not the absence of challenge. It is the decision to meet every challenge with maturity and care, and the shared understanding that what you are building together is worth protecting. And that is exactly the love you will have. Your confidence will grow as this relationship deepens. Having someone beside you who truly sees you, not a performance of you, but the real you, who chooses you, who believes in you, who walks alongside you. This will strengthen something in you that has been quietly waiting to be fully alive. You will feel more capable, more grounded, more willing to step into the things that used to feel out of reach. And this will ripple into every area of your life. Your work, your creativity, your friendships, your relationship with your own potential and your own future. When the heart is genuinely, securely loved, the whole life benefits in ways that can barely be measured. Your soulmate's presence will naturally inspire you to grow, not because they demand it or apply any pressure, but because real love, healthy love, always awakens the desire to become more patient, more generous, more present with the people and moments that matter most. And you will feel this growth happening in you gently and organically, like a plant that has finally been given all the light it needs. This is what it looks like when love is the right fit. It does not diminish you or ask you to disappear into it. It expands you. It restores color to places that had gone gray. It brings rhythm back to days that had lost their music. It makes you want to show up for your own life in a more wholehearted way. It gives the ordinary moments a texture of warmth and meaning that carries through everything. This is the love that is on its way to you. This is what heaven has been preparing. And it is so close now. The angels also want to speak to you about the memory that is about to be made. Because some moments in life do not just pass through us. Some moments stay. They become part of the fabric of who we are. They become the stories we tell, the images that rise up when we need to remember that love is real, the quiet certainties that sustain us through whatever life brings. Your meeting with your soulmate will be one of those moments. You will remember the setting, the colors in the air around you, the sounds nearby, the particular quality of light, These details will not fade the way ordinary memories do. They will be kept somewhere deep, where your soul stores the things that truly matter. You will remember the sensation that moved through your body, the warmth in your chest, the sense of something shifting and settling all at once. You will remember the first time you heard their voice, and the way something in you responded before you could even think about it. And years from now, when you look back at this chapter of your life, you will be filled with a gratitude so full it nearly takes your breath away. You will be grateful for every single step that led to that moment, for the patience, for the growth, for the faith you kept even when it was hard to keep. And you will know with complete certainty that every moment of waiting was worth it. Every single one. This memory will not be yours alone to carry. Your soulmate will also feel, in their own way, that something in them always knew this was coming. That something inside them had been quietly pointing toward you long before they could explain it. True connection creates this kind of shared recognition, the mutual knowing that what you are both experiencing was always meant to happen. This shared certainty will be the bedrock of everything you build together. On the days that are easy and the days that are hard, it will hold you. Now, as you prepare for what is coming, and you are being called to prepare actively with intention, the angels are walking beside you, guiding each step, holding each prayer, celebrating each small act of courage and faith. You are never walking alone. You have never been walking alone. The love that is on its way to you carries that same spirit of accompaniment. It will be a love that makes you feel genuinely accompanied. A love that makes the world feel a little less complicated and a little more full of warmth. A love that shows up not just in the big moments but in the quiet, consistent, day-to-day choices that say, I am here. I see you. I choose us. That is what is coming. That is what you deserve. That is what heaven has been carefully and lovingly preparing for you all along. Receive it with your whole heart. Let it change you in all the beautiful ways that real love always does. And know that when it arrives, and it is arriving, you will feel in every cell of your being the truth of what you heard today. You will remember this moment. You will remember being told before it happened. And you will be so glad that you stayed, that you listened, that you let yourself believe. The angels affirm it with complete certainty. It is close. So close that it is already touching the edge between what was promised and what is lived. Soon your eyes will see, your hands will touch, and your heart will experience exactly what it has been quietly asking for all this time. But before that moment arrives, there is one more thing the angels want to speak to your heart about. And it may be the most important thing of all. You are worthy of this love. Not because you have been perfect. Not because you have done everything right. Not because you have earned it through suffering or proved yourself through patience. You are worthy simply because you are. Because at the core of who you are, beneath every wound, beneath every doubt, beneath every season of waiting and wondering, there is a soul that is good, a heart that is genuine, a spirit that has held on to love even when love felt far away. That is who you are, and that is who your soulmate is coming to find. In this country, in this culture, there is often a message that tells us we have to earn love, that we have to be impressive enough, accomplished enough, healed enough, put together enough before we deserve to be chosen. But that is not how divine love works. Heaven does not look at a checklist before deciding who receives the gift of a true and lasting connection. Heaven looks at the heart, and your heart, the heart that has hoped and hurt and hoped again, is exactly the kind of heart that love is meant to find. So release once and for all the belief that you are somehow behind, that you should have figured this out sooner, that something about you has made the journey longer than it needed to be, That is not the truth. The truth is that your journey has taken exactly as long as it needed to take. Every season had its purpose. Every delay had its reason. And the love that arrives at the end of this particular road will be exactly the right love. Not in spite of how long the road was, but partly because of it. You have been shaped by your waiting, strengthened by it, made more capable of recognizing real love because you have learned through experience what love is not. You know now the difference between what lasts and what fades. You know the difference between connection built on truth and connection built on hope alone. That wisdom is a gift, and it will serve you beautifully in what is coming. The angels also want to speak to you about the quality of the love that is approaching, because it is important that you understand not just that it is coming, but what kind of love it actually is. This is not a love that will ask you to shrink yourself. Not a love that will make you feel like you are constantly auditioning, constantly proving your worth, constantly wondering if you are enough. This is a love that will see you clearly, your strengths and your growing edges, your light and your complexity, and will choose you completely, both the polished parts and the unfinished ones. This is a love that will have patience when patience is needed and honesty when honesty is what serves. This is a love built on mutual respect, the kind where two whole people decide to share a life, not two incomplete people trying to fill each other's emptiness. You are not coming to this love as someone who needs to be rescued or fixed. You are coming as someone who is ready to partner. And there is a profound difference. This is a love that will celebrate your individual gifts and your unique way of moving through the world. A love that will make space for your voice, your dreams, and your vision for the future. A love where both hearts matter, where decisions are made with consideration for both people, where growth is encouraged for both, where joy is genuinely shared. This is the kind of love you see and think, that is what I want. That is what has always been underneath every hope I have ever had about love. The real thing, the lasting thing, the kind that does not require you to perform or pretend or keep yourself small. That is what is on its way. And when it arrives, do not be afraid of how good it feels. Sometimes, when we have waited a long time and hoped without certainty, the arrival of something truly wonderful can feel almost too good, and our old protective instincts can kick in, telling us it is too soon to trust it, too early to believe it, too beautiful to be real. When that voice rises up, hear it gently, acknowledge it, and then set it aside, because what you will be experiencing is not too good to be true. It is exactly as true as you always hoped it could be, and you deserve to receive it fully without bracing for it to be taken away. Let it be good. Let it feel wonderful. Let yourself be genuinely happy. Happiness is not reckless. Joy is not naive. Believing in something beautiful that has actually arrived is not setting yourself up for disappointment. It is honoring the truth of your own experience. And the truth of your experience in that moment will be that love has finally, undeniably, shown up for you. Let us also talk for a moment about the time between now and when that meeting occurs, because that time matters too. The days between this message and the moment of arrival are not filler. They are not simply a gap to be endured or a waiting room to sit in impatiently. They are part of the gift. They are the final stretch of preparation. They are the last beautiful pages of the chapter called Waiting, before the chapter called Beginning starts. Use these days well, not frantically, not with anxious effort to make something happen faster, but well, with intention and with presence and with gratitude for where you are right now, even before everything changes. Notice the small beautiful things in your daily life. A good cup of coffee in the morning, a sunset that catches you off guard, a conversation with a friend that fills you up. music that moves you, laughter that arrives unexpectedly. These things are not consolation prizes for being in a season of waiting. They are gifts in themselves. Life is full of them if we have eyes to see. Be genuinely present with the people you already love. Your family, your friends, the community around you, however big or small it is. Connection is not something that only begins when you find a romantic partner. It is something you are already living in all the relationships that already hold you. Honor those connections. Nourish them. They are part of what makes you the person your soulmate is going to love. Also, be curious. Stay interested in your own life. Keep learning, growing, pursuing the things that light you up. A person who is genuinely alive in their own life, who has passions, interests, and a sense of direction, is someone who brings extraordinary richness into a shared life. Do not put your life on hold while you wait for love to arrive. Live it fully and joyfully and with everything you have. And love will find you in the middle of that fully lived life, exactly where you are supposed to be. There is also something powerful in gratitude. Genuine, specific, heartfelt gratitude for what already exists. Gratitude is not a technique or a strategy. It is a way of being in relationship with your own life. When you can look at where you are right now and find real things to be thankful for, even imperfect things, even hard things that taught you something, you are living in alignment with the abundance that heaven has always wanted for you. And that alignment opens you to receive more. Be grateful for the journey, even the parts that were hard, even the parts that hurt, even the parts that did not go the way you hoped. All of it has brought you to exactly this moment, standing on the edge of something extraordinary, with a heart that is ready and a soul that is open. The angels see all of it, every step of your journey, every moment of courage you showed in choosing to keep hoping when it would have been easier to give up. Every quiet prayer, every day you got up and kept going, every tear that fell and every morning that came afterward. None of it has been unseen. All of it has been honored. And all of it has been part of what was building toward this. Now here is what the angels want you to hear as this message draws toward its close. And please let this land fully in your heart. What you have been asking for is real. Love as a real, lived, daily, physical experience with a real person. Not just a concept or a hope or a beautiful idea. That is real. And it is coming to you. Not as a vague someday, but as a specific, approaching, inevitable reality that is getting closer with every breath you take. The path is clear. Destiny has been unlocked. Both of you have done what needed to be done. And the movement that brings you together is already underway. It has been underway for longer than you know. When it arrives, do not get lost in questions. Do not overthink it or overanalyze it or let fear talk you out of it. Just be present. Give quiet thanks. Let joy take up the space it has earned. Allow yourself to be seen. Allow yourself to be known. Allow yourself to be chosen and to choose back, freely, gratefully, and without reservation. Because that is what love actually is. Not a feeling that happens to you. Not something you fall into passively, but a daily decision, a daily turning toward each other, that you both make again and again, with your eyes open and your hearts willing. And that is exactly what you are about to begin. From this moment forward, walk through your days with your head lifted, your heart open, your hands ready to receive, because what is coming is worth being ready for. It is worth the courage it takes to believe in it, and it is worth every step of the road that brought you here. The angels are beside you always, in the ordinary moments and the extraordinary ones, in the quiet days and the life-changing ones. You are never alone. You have never been alone, and you will not be alone in what is coming either. What is approaching is strong. It is true. It is destined. And it is meant to stay. Not for a season. Not until something better comes along. But permanently, sustainably, with roots that go deep and grow stronger with every year that passes. This is the kind of love that ages into something even more beautiful than it begins as, because it is built on truth rather than illusion, on choice rather than just feeling, on genuine care that shows up even when it is inconvenient. That is the love that is coming to you, and you are completely, beautifully ready for it. Heaven's blessing rests upon you, today and always, and in every moment in between. You are seen by angels. You are cherished by the divine. You are guided by a love that never sleeps and never stops working on your behalf. With infinite love, your guardian angels. Amen.